sir. Lean forward in front. There we go. Say Model T.
Boy, they do stink, don't they?
All set. Here we go.
Thank you, sir.
You want to get back in line? I'll try to get you a top out car next time.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a one-time ticket there.
Yes, sir. I'm aware of that, but guess what? I'm in charge.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No, this is great.
How you doing, folks?
Excellent.
Hello. What year is this car?
1925.
1925.
This car is 97 years old.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Built in Highland Park, Michigan, at Henry's huge assembly operation that took up about 100 acres. About half the size of this property. It was built on the motorized moving assembly line, which was introduced to America in October of 1913 when he started to make the 14 model. This automobile was built in 90 minutes.
Wow.
What?
90 minutes.
Oh my goodness. You have to smile.
Now, in 1913, we had kind of a semi-powered assembly line, and it took him 8 hours to build a car.
Oh, why is that?
And he sold 183,000 of them at $690 a piece.
Oh, wow.
A lot of cars.
Yep. And those cars did not come in black. They were red, green, blue, beige, and gray.
Oh, cool.
Wow,
Your
that's
choice.
A lot of choices.
Halfway through 1913, Henry did a paint study. He took red, green, blue, beige, gray, and black, and he had a paint study done. Got a book back about like this, and he was interested in only one thing. What does it cost me to manufacture 1 gallon of paint in each one of those colors? Well, the cheapest paint was black, fewer pigments. So he decided that with the 1914 model, he would offer nothing but black only. Coining the phrase, you can have any color you'd like, as long as it's black. And that's all he would make from 1914 through the end of the 1926 model year. And when he did that, he was right on the cusp of introducing the moving assembly line. So that meant that every car he made was exactly the same.
Interesting.
I know that's hard to believe, but that's the way it was. No windows, no heat. In 1914, no gauges. Same engine, transmission, rear end, and chassis from 1927 all the way back
Wow.
to 1908. So you can imagine the efficiency that he was faced with.
Oh, yes.
It was tremendous. And as we learn in school, if you take any kind of economics, the more of something you make, the cheaper it gets.
Yes.
And theoretically, the cheaper it gets, the cheaper you can sell it. And the more you sell, the more you make.
Yes.
Right? Well, I don't know if that works today, but it sure worked for Henry Ford.
And he was the inventor of the assembly line, correct?
Well, he got the idea from the meat packing industry. As
Okay.
far as the automotive goes, yeah, he
Okay,
and
applied
his
it.
guys, they were the ones. They came up with all the pulleys and motors and all the stuff to make it work. Yeah.
When he came out with the assembly line process, did he lay off people because no? Because it was more efficient?
Yeah. Okay, look at it this way.
But he's selling more.
Let me give you some production numbers. The first year, 1909, 10,666 cars. They're all red. They come with optional headlights and an optional top. If you take those two options, you pay $850. The second year, he sells 19,520 cars. That's $690. The third year, he sells 38,000. So the numbers keep marching up.
Yeah.
And as the numbers march up, the assembly time goes down because he comes up with ways to make it quicker. By 1913, he can build a car in 8 hours. Now remember, in 1908, it took 2¼ days to make one car. Okay? So think of the advantage there. He goes from 2 days to 8 hours. That's tremendous. And he sells 183,000 automobiles.
Man.
That's $690 a piece. Then comes 1914. He throws the switch on the motorized assembly line. Now he builds a car, not in 8 hours, but in 90 minutes.
Wow.
Okay? He whacks off, what, 5.5 hours?
Yeah.
Okay? What else does he do? He drops the price. He goes from $690 to $500. Okay, now it's getting even better, right?
Yeah.
And then, if that's not good enough for you, because you're only making about $2.34 a day,
Yeah.
he offers a rebate. He calls it a productivity-based incentive. That's a fancy word for a rebate. And it went like this. Buy my 1914 Model T for $500. And if I sell 300,000 cars, I will write you a check for $50. That's 10% of the MSRP. Now, let's forget about all that, but let's just zero in on that $50 check. If you're a married guy, you and your wife have 2 kids, you live on that $50 food budget for a month.
Yeah.
How many housewives do you think were at the door when their husband went out to buy a car in 1914 saying, you better go to Ford first?
Yeah.
Then,
Good marketing.
so he sells 317,000 cars. So he makes his bogey, and he goes over it, and it costs him $1.5 million in incentive costs, but guess what? He still makes money.
Oh yeah.
And that started it right there. 317,000 versus 183,000 the previous year. So it's 1950. The headlights on the 1914, well, let's go back. The 1909, the first year, through 1914, the headlights are actually lanterns. They burn acetylene gas. Their performance is terrible. Their luminary value is 8 feet. So if you look at these squares here,
Yeah.
that's 8 feet, each one of them. So, A, you're not driving very fast at night if you go out at all. Because if a moose walks out in front of you, somebody's going to die.
Yeah. But the top speed of this car is
45.
45.
Yeah. So, what does he do in 15? This is not good. In 15, he takes those headlights off. And he puts on electric headlights. Technology. So, tell me, does he raise the price? Does he lower the price? Or does he leave it static at 500? What do you think he did?
He made it an option.
No, he lowered it.
Wow.
The price went from 500 to 350.
Oh my God.
$350
For a
he
brand new
sold
car.
500,000 cars. 317 and 14, 550. And it just kept going like that. He'd come up with a way to take 20 bucks out of the price, he'd do it.
Where did you get gas back in these days?
Oh, you can buy gas anywhere.
Anywhere?
There were stations, not like the stations that we see today, or we saw back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. You could buy gas at the grocery store, at the pharmacy, at the general store, at the hardware. You can buy it anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for this ride. It was so interesting.